You probably read the title, you're like, oh my god, no freaking way. This is good and bad news. Now, I'm really hoping that this is proved wrong shortly, but it's not going to be because it's so far from what we've seen, this is probably the case because everything has been adding up to be the case, okay? Now, you see, I'm not really excited. It's cool. Let's talk about it. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe. Help us out a ton. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about it. So we recently got this tweet over here, right? Black Clover mobile game for JP/KR is set to release in April, revealed in an interview, courtesy of Kaku. Again, Kaku basically gives us information, though it's been semi-accurate. Few things were definitely off, but still, it's been relatively accurate, right? So again, with this information that we do have here today, yeah, it's been, if you will, adding up to be the case where JP and KR is coming soon, because you don't just do this, okay? You don't set up all of these posters, all of this advertisement. Okay, Twitter just said, you know what, I'm good. But you don't just set up all of this stuff over here for no reason. You have to set it up because you're about to launch the game, and it makes sense to get it right in people's minds, and then boom, announce a release date at some point in the next 2 weeks, and then boom, people will wait, right? That's all it is. It's a beautiful marketing strategy, and it works. And the current placeholder date on the store is June 30th. Them putting out this many advertisements everywhere is absurd if you're going to release the game in June. It is, okay? Now, releasing it in March, April, that was the original plan that I've been mentioning for a while now, and it looks like, revealed in an interview, it is releasing in April. Now, I wish I found the interview, and I wish there was a source provided, but I swear we never get sources with any of this information, so I can't really confirm 1,000,000%. We will allow the reputation for these two people to stand for it, and be... it's probably April. It probably is, right? So we'll have to wait and see what happens here, but it says clearly, and this is where the bad news kicks in. Now, you remember, you're like, oh, this guy's complaining that it's April, it's because it's far away or something like that, right? No. Read this tweet one more time. Read this tweet one more time, and you'll notice something is missing. It says JPKR. It does not say global is set to release, right? Now, okay, you might be like, oh, they must have just been saying something, right? Kaku also tweeted something, and this is what Kaku tweeted. So in his tweet, we have this. The game should be released in April in a JPKR version. Bad news, Vic Game Studio leaves Garena in charge of programming the global release, and therefore is scheduled between the end of the first half and the beginning of the third quarter. Now, again, basing this information off of what I've been saying also, I've been telling you that most likely global will be delayed, or rather global will release after it. They have copied everything. Black Clover Mobile has copied everything that Grand Cross did. And if you know Grand Cross, they have a JP version that launched way prior to the global version ever being a thing or existing. So that's what happened. It's done because it's a beta test. It is a quick way to launch the game in a state to where everyone can kind of see it, but not everyone at the same time, right? Server testing, what is it? Just dealing with initial problems and stuff like that. It gives them a way to understand, okay, this is what the JP community said. Okay, this is what they very much hated. This is what we'll fix. Then we launch it globally into a bigger market where we give people a chance to see the game and test out the game for themselves after we've already done our own initial testing, right? That's the reason it's done, and that's the reason it's basically being done. But I see it happening, and this making a lot of sense for the reason that, you know, it's what Grand Cross did, and they have done everything that Grand Cross did, plus some things. So keep it in mind that it makes a lot of sense, and it does all add up. Though again, this is not an official 1,000,000% confirmation. This is mainly we're getting this information. And again, hopefully that the everything is credible with the interview and all that stuff. But both these people are credible. And again, some of the stuff, or most of the stuff that Kaku has said, has been pretty accurate. Though again, has some misses here and there with some of the statements. But still, it's been pretty freaking close on everything. The delay happened as said. The open beta was pretty much, I think, the only, or a lot of the wrong stuff with the open beta. We never actually got that part of it, but still, with everything, we'll see what happens. But I don't know, I'm curious on how they handle everything. It makes a lot of sense, again, as mentioned, that they're doing this. It's been like they opened up JP's pre-registration. They've done that, right? Let me show you that real quick. But yeah, here you go. This was launched a while ago when I made this video. So let me just check for you when I made this video. I keep forgetting. I literally talk about it every time that I forget when I made the video. But I made a video for pre-registration is now live on iOS, which was 2 days after Android. So Android launched February 18th, which was 3 weeks ago almost, okay? KR launched like a few days ago, I think. It launched, let's see, March 3rd. So 4 days ago that launched, right? Now we're here, we're in global, still hasn't launched yet. They haven't said anything. JP and KR has done like very huge promotion. So it does make a lot of sense. I'm hoping that the global part is wrong because if they launched JP first, it will really suck for the global community. And if it does launch in the third quarter, or at least beyond the half point, that will be the biggest L of the century. That really will. Imagine like the June 30th date is meant for global. At that point, it's like, JP will be ahead. That is good for free to plays. There is like pros and cons with everything. But I am really curious on what happens in the end and what they end up kind of doing. They also haven't said that they've cracked the other milestones when they clearly have, okay? I believe what we have leaked as information is they're already beyond the 500,000 point, but they just don't, they haven't rather updated any of this and said they've bypassed it. I don't get why, but they've clearly moved past a lot of it. With all their advertising and everything, it's been doing pretty good and like doing a lot of numbers for them. Their channel's been getting a lot of subs. Their Twitter account followers have been going up. So things have been going down. But again, we'll hopefully take this with a grain of salt. It looks like it is set for April, though, for JPKR. We'll see if the global version does have anything. Maybe they just didn't say anything in the interview because guess what? They don't have a say in what Garena does. Maybe Garena wants to do it right when they do it, and that's what the entire plan is. But if you were to go off anything, there's a high chance this is what Garena plans, to where they launch the game in the third quarter. Or again, like end half of the year, third quarter, could be around there. But still, I'm curious on how everything is handled. This literally shows you that they're launching soon for JP. This is too much promotion. You do not do this if you don't plan for your game to release. If it's June and you're doing this promotion now, why? It's like 1 billion percent smarter to do it in like right before, like, listen, if they're launching June 30th, do it on June 1st, okay? Start your promotion then 2 weeks later announce the game, correct? The way they're doing it now, this promotion ends all the way up until the 20th of this month. Let's say 2 weeks later they launch the game, boom, that's the same promotion I'm just mentioning, but just doing it in June, right? So it makes a lot of sense, but again, I don't want it to, for the reason that I really want global to launch early. But again, free-to-plays will be pretty happy. It is a way to get some beta testing out of the way, to allow it to where they have a chance to fix things that are problems before they launch globally. Because again, if the global audience picks it up and they say, oh, this is bullcrap, some of these systems here, this is utter trash, how dare you implement it, like the summoning currency, a character system, banner speed, any of that's done wrong, JP will alert them and they'll know beforehand, before screwing over a global audience. They could do it that way. So the testing makes sense. But again, you see with Grand Cross being split up in that way, a lot of the hype is diminished. And also, a lot of it is a problem in where if they choose to speed up banners at a fast rate, like Grand Cross did, look what happened, right? It was so much controversy and so many players quit because of the sped up banners. So realize now that in the long run, it might be good, but still, hey, that's really it. So peace out and joy. Official confirmation for April for JPKR, it looks like. But again, take with a sort of grain of salt. Just don't 100% it, but it's most likely 100%. So there is that.